All right. What is up, guys? Hope you're having a great weekend. Getting a little bit of work done here at home on a Saturday morning. And I actually wanted to do a quick video on a new interesting case that we recently signed up this week. I'm going to put up a picture right now of my client's vehicle up on the screen to give you a little bit of perspective. As you can see, car is more than likely obviously a total loss in this case. But what's interesting about this case is that my client recently purchased this car a week ago from a used car dealership. Make a long story short, right after he purchased the vehicle, about a day later, he was driving on the highway. He was experiencing a weird vibration in the car. He called the dealership, the person that sold him the car, explained to him, look, honestly, this car is not driving correctly. Something's going on with it. They agreed to go ahead and turn in the vehicle, or at least get it inspected, see what's going on. While he was on the way to the dealership, the front left tire went flying, completely just fell off the car for no reason, and he went straight into back of an 18-wheeler and ricocheted into a guardrail. So I thought it would make a very interesting topic for a video of, can you hold a used car dealership liable for injuries stemming from a car they just sold to somebody? All right, so before I get into any further details about this specific topic, obviously each case is different. It's always a case-by-case different basis, and not all accidents are the same. So that doesn't mean that you just recently got into an accident after purchasing a vehicle that the dealership or the manufacturer can be held liable. I'm just talking about this specific case and cases, a little bit more details about used car dealership sales. So cases like this are obviously a little bit more complex than your typical automobile accident, and obviously it goes into detail about manufacturer defects, but obviously in this case, since we're dealing with a used car dealership, we're dealing with different standards. It's obviously not the same as a dealership that sells new cars. If there's any type of manufacturer mechanical defect to the vehicle they sell on a new car, usually the manufacturer is the one that's going to be held liable, obviously if somebody does get severely injured from a defective vehicle. In this case, we're talking about used car dealerships, and Florida law is very specific on this, and all states' laws are different on this type of topic. But basically, Florida law explicitly states that used car dealerships just need to inspect the vehicle that they sell and make sure that it's equipped with the minimum essentials for safe operation. So what do I mean by this? Basically, what they mean by this is that they need to inspect the vehicle just to make sure that it is mechanically safe to drive. I mean, if there's any, specific issues with the vehicle that just doesn't make it, completely unsafe, then there's not going to be any issues stemming from that. But they need to make sure that they do a thorough inspection of steering mechanisms, the brake system, and replace any parts that may be defective in that case. And cases like this, with a case that the case that we recently signed up, obviously I need to get a hold of the dealership as soon as possible, send out preservation of evidence letters, and let them know, look, any reports or inspections that you have done to this vehicle since you purchased it, you guys need to provide that to us. The only other way that a used car dealership will escape liability is if they completely just disclose that to the person before they sell it. Obviously, maybe you could go into the as-is clauses. Sometimes in vehicle contracts, when you purchase a vehicle, it's a used car, there's as-is clauses that can get them to escape liability, but maybe not in cases when there's extensive injuries like there are in this case. My 2 cents having to do with this is that, I know obviously the used car market right now is booming. Everybody's buying used cars. Used cars are actually, pretty expensive right now. But before you purchase a used car, make sure that you do, a thorough inspection, go into details as far as the Carfax, ask if the car's ever been involved in any accidents, ask if they did these types of inspections to the vehicle before they sell it to you. If they have any paperwork showing that they did these inspections, tell them to provide it to you. That way, you at least get peace of mind that the car is, safe to drive, obviously. And in this case, it's, it's crazy because you bought a pretty high-end vehicle as a Mercedes SUV. You would think they're great cars, but, that doesn't make, there was an issue with the manufacturer, there was an issue with, maybe it had prior accidents, maybe it wasn't properly maintained. But it was the used car dealership's responsibility to make sure that there was no issues with the vehicle, as far as, you know, anything that could be life threatening to the person, such as the steering mechanisms, the brakes, or obviously in this case a wheel falling off of the vehicle. So guys, you guys have been involved in an auto accident, have any questions having to do with purchasing of used vehicles, let me know. Give me a call, shoot me a text. I'm here to help.